up, y'all, and welcome to another edition of On the Needle. I know it's been a little while since I've seen you, but I'm back and doing another vinyl review. So I'm going to go ahead and get straight into it. So this week we're talking about Ella Mai and her sophomore studio debut, well, not debut, but her sophomore studio album, I should say, Heart on My Sleeve. So let's just get into this cover for a minute. Ella Mai, I've always thought she's definitely a beautiful woman, but I mean, she really turned it up on this cover. I love it. I mean, the hair, her outfit, everything. She's bringing more of a softer, feminine side. If you remember when this album came out in 2022, hard to believe it's been out for almost 3 years now. She had an alternate cover as well where it looks like she's laying on the floor and it's kind of reflective like in water. I like that one too, but I personally like this one more. I feel like it's more reflective of the concept of the album. And so if you remember Ella Mai and how she blew up, it's a little unorthodox because her song Booed Up had been out for quite some time before it really started to take off. So I was a fan of her back in the EP days, the EP that she had Booed Up on. And then her debut album I thought was a smash. It's a no skip. I love it. And although I do like her debut better than Heart on My Sleeve, I feel like Heart on My Sleeve was majorly fumbled. I'm guessing not by her, but the record company or whoever, because DFMU, if you know, you know. That's one of the songs. So this is the track listing here on the back. So DFMU was, if I'm not mistaken, I think that was the lead single or one of the singles. That one did create a substantial amount of buzz. I thought it was a good introduction to bring her back in the fold of music. But I feel like the follow-ups just weren't there. Like Power of a Woman could have been an amazing follow-up. I loved A Mess, which was with Lucky Day. The song with Lotto was pretty cool. I don't know if I would classify that one as single material, but I did like that one. The song How with Roddy Ricch was another one of my favorites. I loved Pieces. That was another one I really liked. Not Another Love Song, Break My Heart. I mean, the album had some gems on here, and it was executive produced just like her first one by DJ Mustard. And so the music quality was there. The image I feel like was there. There just wasn't as big of a push. Even on the promo front, I really didn't see her doing a lot of promo. And maybe to her defense and to her team's defense, her rise, as I mentioned and alluded to earlier, was a bit organic. The way Booed Up took off, and then everything kind of just came on the coattails of that. You know, then the album came out. Trip was a big song. Naked was another one that was kind of big, I think. So she had these songs that were, you know, hits kind of like back to back. And then she was featured with other artists. She was collaborating with other artists like her and Usher. Don't Waste My Time was a big hit that she had in between albums as well. So I don't know. I don't know where or who's to blame or who's at fault for this fumble, but all I know is the album was fumbled, in my opinion. I feel like it could have been much better, much better. But let's get into the packaging here a little bit. So you have this here, and this kind of olive green. I love this colored vinyl. Y'all, on the packaging, whoever was part of that team, y'all did your big one. You did your job. But the rest of y'all kind of fumbled it. And this is the other one, of course, same color, green as well. So as y'all know, or you may or may not know, Ella Mai pretty much writes all of her songs. So I think that's definitely commendable, that she is a writer and writes all of her songs. There's not really much inside. It's just, you know, the songwriting credits, also like A&R, those types of things that are listed here. You know, producer, creative direction, album design. Um, I said A&R, but let me correct that. I don't see A&R listed here. And maybe that's the problem, because if you recall, if you're a music nerd like I am, A&R was something that you saw, I would say, kind of pre-2000s era. I think when the YouTube era started coming about, you started to see less and less of A&Rs. And from my understanding, I always thought A&Rs kind of helped and picked singles and kind of guided the project. And maybe that's what was missing here, so that it could have really flourished. And I'm not knocking it at all. I feel like like I said, it's a great album. I just feel like it didn't get the exposure that it deserved. However, I will say, although this is not the album I'm talking about today, she did put out a 3-song EP called 3. It was simply titled 3. Every one of those songs is bangers. She put it out, I think it was around her birthday last year. That was a nice, I feel like I'm insulting it if I call it filler, but I feel like that was a nice way to give fans something in between albums, because as I mentioned, it has been 3 years since Heart on My Sleeve came out. So that's the way to do it. So if the songs on the new album or her upcoming album or anything like that, I'm here for them. I'm definitely ready. Also, on a somber note, I hope I don't have to do this on the next video for these vinyl reviews, but on the last one where I talked about Maxwell's Embryo, I also mentioned the unfortunate passing of R&B legend Angie Stone. Now we have a similar, okay, I guess my dog, sorry y'all. We have a similar thing with, Danny, stop it. We have a similar thing with Dwayne Wiggins of Tony Toni Tone, who passed away due to bladder cancer. If I'm not mistaken, I think him and Angie Stone were around the same age. I think he may have been 63 or 64 when he passed. Legendary group, Tony Toni Tone, one of my favorite groups. I really regret now that I did not go see them in concert when they came here to Dallas last year. Yeah, I really regret it. So anyway, I might have to cut this a little short because he's getting out of control. But thank y'all for tuning in. Thanks for the new subscribers too. I really appreciate it. Thanks for all the likes, comments, shares. What do you think about Ella Mai's Heart on My Sleeve? And also Legacy of Tony Toni Tone. Until next week. Quiet next week. Peace.